What's going on, everybody? Stefan Martinez, Nicholas Gambaro here. A little bit of an interesting setup here tonight. Big Dog's doing it from the mobile device, so if his camera's a little shaky, that's kind of why. But other than that, man, how are you?
I'm good. Been good. I'm not looking forward to the Jet game tonight, but I'm gonna watch it anyway because Jet fan.
As the great Don LaGreca once said, it's like a bowel movement. You don't want to watch, but you got to watch.
It's gonna be a train wreck, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
We will. I have to start with this though. News came out. By the way, before we get too deep, we're gonna have a guest on. Ricardo's gonna join us at 6:45. He's gonna hop on. We're gonna talk some postseason baseball. We're gonna ask him some questions about some other stuff that I have on my mind, and I'm sure Big Dog has some stuff on his mind as well. But before we get into all that in the baseball, I just want to ask you: we got some positive tests in the NFL from the Titans, and we don't know. They said 4 players and I think 3 staffers, correct?
Something like that, yeah.
Is the latest count from Adam Schefter. So, with that said, I asked you this question before we went on the air, but I want to ask you again, and I want the viewers to chime in as well. Does this latest news with, COVID-19 and the weather getting cooler and all the signs pointing to a proverbial second wave, does that force the NFL to kind of bubble this thing off as we get ready for the playoffs? And what does it mean for the rest of the regular season? Give me your thoughts.
So playoffs definitely should be in a bubble. If the NFL was smart, they really should start discussing that even before this happened, just to prepare. Because this is only happened to a few 2 teams, but and then even I just read, I'm watching the pregame on the NFL Network. They actually said the same bus driver who drove the Titans to the game Sunday also drove the Astros to the Twins game, or vice versa. So, but we could get into that with Rick when we talk.
Yeah, what does it mean? What does it mean for the rest of that for them?
I think, and we both said it over the summer when we first started doing the show and getting into football. They really should have done regional bubbles as best as they possibly could. I know it's a tall task because, yes, there's huge rosters and, it's harder with football than the other sports, but it would have helped a lot. Now, so far, it's not too crazy like the amount of cases, but we know it could rise and fast. It could be transmitted quickly from team to team, from person to person. So, and they should take care of it. They should have a bubble. Question is, where is it going to be? We could get to that down the line, but they got to look at that and look at it now.
Right.
Because like you said, a possible, God forbid, second wave. Or just in general, players going out or doing what maybe they're not supposed to be and not wearing masks. That's, I've heard, been a big issue with the coaches on the sideline, and the players were at an event the other night. I forget which team.
Vegas.
Thank you. Yes, the Raiders weren't wearing masks. So things like that, not good. You got to take the proper precautions.
Agreed. You seen what happened in baseball with the Marlins and Cardinals.
Yeah, and it moved fast.
All those double headers you got to play. Now you got to make sure that your practice squad, whoever's on the practice squad, can come up and play. God forbid one of your main guys. It's bad enough we already got regular injuries in football, like MCLs and ACLs and ankle injuries and all this sort of stuff. But now we're talking about, extra layer of difficulty that we're adding on to what is already a very difficult and precarious situation. And so far, we got some good news. Nobody from the Minnesota Vikings got it, but if you're the, you know, if you come in contact with the Vikings, do you say, hey, we might have to, be a little bit extra precautious and, not, you know, do everything that we would normally do? And listen, the Titans practice facility is going to be opened up this week. They said, I think Thursday, today, where they were supposed to be opening up, and extra precautions will be taken. But until we know what those extra precautions are, I'm very gun shy about what it means for the Titans, what it means for a team like the Steelers, who had their game postponed against the Titans on Sunday. They're hoping to play the game on Monday or Tuesday, but doesn't that feel kind of rough to you, big dog? Because it does to me.
Yeah, I thought I heard that they were playing down the line, that they were
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
playing
It was
later
that.
in the season. I don't
Right,
think they're
right, right,
playing at any time soon. That was from
right,
what I saw.
right. I think, yeah, Shefty actually tweeted that out. That it's going to be later down the line. He's smiling about something. What are you
No,
smiling
there's
about?
something on the pregame, but I'll ask you that maybe towards the end of the show. I mean, keep going.
So it's a crazy time right now in the
Mm-hmm.
NFL. Baseball is officially in its bubbles after this game, after these wild card games are played. The Yankees boarded their flights to California today. Um, the Astros are already en route to San Diego as we speak. So teams are getting prepared to get into these bubbles and to get themselves prepared for a marathon run of it. But football just if you're these coaches, you can't be taking these unnecessary risks. Put a mask on, man.
Yep.
And you know the NFL's tight that they're losing money. NFL is like, damn it, we're
Yeah,
losing
they
money.
just showed MetLife, like, the parking lot is empty. I don't know, with football, like, I mean, of course, we've gotten used to it and we're into the games, but
No, but it still feels eerie. It
it's
feels
weird
eerie.
because, and on TV, you do see at periods throughout the game, you know, different view angles, like nobody there. Like, it's weird. Like hockey, they did an awesome job. Basketball, they did an awesome job too. Um, but like baseball and football, like just those big empty stadiums, like it's
Yeah, it
like
feels
you would
weird.
say it to me, like, man, like Red Sox, Yankees, there's no fans, or Cardinals, Cubs, and there's no fan. Like, it's weird, you know. And even especially the one station that's CenturyLink Field in Seattle, like, as you know, that building is always raucous, always
Yes.
filled to the rafters, and like
Yes.
no fans this year. Weird.
And they're good. So imagine if there were fans in the building.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Yeah, that I've heard stories that that
Listen,
place.
that's like it's louder than an aircraft carrier in there. What?
Yeah, I have family out there, and they have season tickets, and they've been to some of like the most epic games in recent years.
Wow, that's just incredible.
My uncle says he wears earplugs to the games.
Wow.
That's how loud it is. I'm like, oh my God, I would love that.
See, we too fair weather in New York for that guard. Imagine the New York fan base did that. Like we give ourselves this great credit, like we're these great almighty
And that's
franchises.
just for regular season games. I mean, playoffs, it's like amped up to like 1,000 there. Like, I think a Jet playoff game would be
Oh
epic.
my
It'd be nuts.
god.
I don't think it'd be Seattle level, but
No,
it'd
but
be rowdy.
it'd be rowdy because you guys haven't seen a home playoff game since you were like a little lad. You were still
Since like the 2002 season. So like
yeah.
I was 9 years old the last
How old are
time.
you now?
26 going on 27. So think about that.
We getting old. Yes.
The Jets have, oh my God.
Oh.
Want to calculate the Browns, how long they haven't had a home playoff game?
Oh.
Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it was 94, but don't quote me on that.
God.
I think. Don't quote me on that though.
Mhm.
If anybody knows, let us know in the comment section if you know. But
Have any comments come up yet? Because I haven't gotten to see any.
no
I,
comments yet. but there are a couple people watching. So comment, share your thoughts.
Mekhi Becton questionable tonight.
I wonder if he plays because that doesn't seem like a nice injury to have.
No.
I wonder if he plays. It just, I don't know, man. It feels to me like 2020. I applaud these leagues for trying. But just doesn't seem like a wise choice.
It
I just
didn't.
wish.
And it has provided a distraction. People
Right.
seem to be enjoying it.
Right.
I know I was up until the Islanders lost. I've been enjoying the other football, not the Jets, obviously. You've been enjoying your Browns and the football, and you got the
Right.
Yankees in the playoffs. What's up,
Johnny
Skip?
Boy! It's my texting partner right there. That's it. We won. It works. I'm texting you all throughout the playoffs, buddy. Have your phone on.
What's going on, Skip? What's your
Ricky Vine?
What's up, Rick? Yeah, you were 2 years old.
Yeah, I was barely able to, like.
1, 2 years. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So let me just explain to you how. Listen, I know it sucks because the Jets are bad, and that sucks for Jet fans. But just having meaningful football where you get to see Mahomes versus Jackson, you get to see,
Right.
good games, meaningful games. Cam versus Mahomes this weekend. I'm excited because you get actual football.
Yeah, it definitely provides a distraction and, people to gather, of course, safely. But, like some sort of normalcy a little bit. Yeah, there's no
Right.
fans, but
Right.
I think a lot of people, and I'm sure you'd agree, of course, a lot of people go to games or would prefer to go to games like me or other people.
Of course. Yeah.
Football, I think, is the one sport where people really love to stay at home simply because for the convenience of it, which I get, parking and prices are insane.
Especially when you got to go to that dump.
Oh, MetLife is
When
atrocious. John,
and
right? MetLife sucks. It's a horrible
I don't
stadium.
I don't mean to get into this. I mean, maybe I do. When you see these stadiums that are being built, these palaces that are being erected, and you see this eyesore in the middle of swampland Jersey, you're like,
It's disgusting.
you should be ashamed.
It's so bland. It has no character.
Nothing. And you can't tell me that dual stadiums don't work because the Chargers and Rams got a beautiful one in LA.
SoFi is awesome. SoFi is beautiful.
That's an absolute joke.
It's a gem. The new stadium in Vegas is dope.
Oh my God. The stadium in Minnesota is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so you can't tell me that dual stadiums don't work. They work because the Rams and the Chargers are the epitome that it works. Okay?
Yeah, I'd prefer not to have a dual stadium, but it does work.
I mean, but you want to cut off.
I see your point.
Right. But I'm just saying for the people that say, "Oh, it doesn't work. It ain't gonna work. It's too expensive. Why would we build?" First of all, why would you build anything in the Meadowlands? Who said that was at K or near the Meadowlands? What? Oh, we got a prediction. 13-7 Jets.
My God. I mean, I could see that too. A lot of people have said that. Watch the Jets win like 6-3 or 9-3.
Winning streak?
Or something horrific. Yeah, right, John? Just so Gase could still keep his job, the Jets will win tonight.
They'll win tonight, and they'll win next week. They'll have you guys suck it in, and then they'll lose 6 in a row, and your season will be officially down the crapper. As they say in Chicago. Speaking of down the crapper, that Marlin Cub game was postponed, and it barely rained in Chicago today, so that's a day down the crapper.
Yeah, that stinks.
That's just terrible.
Yeah,
Speaking of terrible, can we get into this? I have to ask.
sure.
I mean, for the love of all that is holy, who said that you should put the Jets and and and, and I don't even know I forgot who they're playing.
The Broncos.
Wait a minute. For the love of God. So we're gonna put the
3. Yo, they have Brett Rippon. His name is, I guess, the second starter. The second string.
Are you kidding me? Wow. I'm out. There he is.
Yes. Okay. All right. See how this thing works now. Yeah. I likes. Yes. So
Nice,
first off,
nice.
What's up,
before we
Rick?
get into anything, what's going on? Nick, Stefan, what's going on? Big vibes. So
I like the
before I
hat.
get into anything,
What's up,
yes,
man?
yes. Had to represent all plays right
I
now.
love the color.
Unfortunately, the Mets kind of, so we have to, not
Yeah, you
bandwagon.
got to pick a second team.
Listen, I'm not bandwagoning in America. I just want y'all to know that I like green, so that helps. Plus, I'm a hood type of guy, so I gotta go with the Oakland team, straight out of Compton. You know the vibe. Okay, so yeah. Before I get into anything else, I just want to sing a song as a tribute to a special football team that is deserving of it right now. That is the COVID on the bus goes round and round, round and round, round and round. The COVID on the bus goes round and round, all through the town. So had to get that out the way, let everybody know how I felt.
So
let's move firstly.
after this atrocity of a football game that we're supposed to be witnessing tonight, I think the Na 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 song is appropriate for what we're gonna witness tonight.
It's funny because the last time I sang the Na 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 song for a football game, I was thinking about the XFL, but that's turned around. So it's great. Yeah.
I mean, the Jets probably couldn't win a game in the XFL right now, but neither can the
Broncos. Hell no.
It's a demotion, yes. So
the Jets should be relegated.
Think about it. Imagine if there was relegation in football.
The Jets wouldn't be in the NFL for like another 10 years.
I mean, with all due respect, 2 years ago, the Cleveland Browns would have automatically been set.
We should have been in relegation for the last 60 years.
Yeah, they got lucky.
Speaking of getting lucky, thank you for hopping on, man. This is
yeah.
But I'm very curious about this because I want your thoughts. Obviously, we just talked about the football and the COVID test and all this stuff, but the fact that the Astros had the same driver as the Vikings, that's kind of troubling for whatever it could mean for the Astros, who are en route.
Listen, man. My Astros hats are locked up in the side there because I don't want none of my other hats to catch COVID. I'm just saying, y'all, listen. I had to do it before the Marlins hat earlier this season. The Marlins hat earlier this season. I'm not trying to hear it from Houston. I had to put the Mets one away just in case. I saw that earlier. I don't want to do with this today.
I mean, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't turn into anything because you do want to have everybody at full strength this time of year. But I gotta say this, big dog. You're gonna be when you hear this stat. He might leave. He might leave. So let's start with this. The Minnesota Twins are now the Buffalo Bills, and you might be thinking, "What do you mean?"
Stop.
Wait. The Minnesota
Twins are better than the Minnesota Twins. Continue.
No. I'm gonna get to a correlation. The Minnesota Twins are like the Buffalo Bills. You know why? Because remember that run that they had where they went to 4 straight Super Bowls, but they never won it? This is the Twins. They get to the postseason every year. Oh, this lineup is great. The pitching staff may be able to work it out. What happens? First round comes, and it's like the fall falls in Minnesota. The fall falls in Minnesota. They're the Bills. They can't win a big game to save their life. How old man River Nelson Cruz, who's 90-year-old Nelson Cruz, gray hair with beard, his the hairline's getting kind of thin. How is he the only guy that drove in RBIs? Can you explain this to me?
Listen, if LeBron James could do it anyway. So you're right. Yo, I don't know. I was gonna say, so I'm watching. I'm trying to keep it low so there's a feed into this feed here, but the Oakland and Chicago game here, which since we speak about Houston, the winner of this game is gonna go face the Astros. Yeah, whoever wins here better be careful. So far, it's Oakland, but leading 6-4. But Oakland and Chicago have both been playing this game ruthlessly. There's been some hit by pitches that are a little questionable. You know what I'm saying? Knowing it sides a bit, but they're having fun. It's getting ruthless. It's feeling like a '90s hockey game. That's what it's feeling.
Why I think this was the best series out of all of them, and here's why.
It should have been, yeah.
Both these teams are very evenly matched. They play kind of that same scrappy style where it's not they don't hit the ball. I mean, they do hit the ball on the ballpark, but it's not what drives them. They do everything well. They steal bases. They're irritants. But they're like a gnat that you just want to squish and just like get out of here. Get out of here. But
if the A's win, Rick, do you see? And you said that they would possibly play the Astros.
No, they're going to play the Astros.
They're going to play. Whoever wins this plays Houston because they won already.
Do you think they could get past them?
That's a good question.
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, if Oakland does win, I think they could. The way they play is scrappy, but at the same time, Houston could play like that too. They're an adaptable type of team. They're one of those teams where they could play the home run game and tap it out, or they could play scrappy and get that short ball. It's gonna be a serious 5-game series for them. I'll tell you that. Oakland, I really can't call it if it's Oakland. If it's Chicago, sorry.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna disagree with you on this point. I like Chicago better moving forward than I do Oakland, and here's why. Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about this season, Chicago and Houston didn't play each other. So if you're telling me I got to go up against Lucas Giolito, I got to deal with a Dylan Cease, you know what I mean? Where Zach Greinke's a very proven and capable pitcher. But ask me which lineup I fear more. I fear the White Sox lineup more than I do the A's lineup. Simply from the standpoint that Chicago's a little bit deeper. All right.
That's true.
Look, I'm gonna make the hockey analogy for you. You're gonna love this one. This Chicago lineup, to me, reminds me of the Islanders in this year's playoffs. Because they can score rather quickly, and they do it in different ways.
Yeah.
They got speed on the bases. They hit home runs, but they're also they got this feistiness to them that I just like. Look, this game is 6-4, and Chicago's rallying right now to make it a game. So
they've been trying to rally for the last 2 innings.
They could do a number of things.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not disrespecting Shamania or whoever Ace throw out there, whether it's Luzardo or whoever you throw out there. But the Astros have seen the A's before, where you haven't seen the White Sox. Where if I'm Houston, I don't have a Verlander backing me up in game 2. I got a relatively unknown guy, and it becomes a different sort of ball game when you got to face a team you ain't seen all year.
True. That's true. I mean, look. That's a good point. I think Chicago is deeper in that sense. I just see Oakland more. I don't know. I feel like Chicago's scrappy style and Oakland's scrappy style are different in a sense that I feel like Chicago's scrappy style is more flashy based, where Oakland just like get the job done type of team, and Houston, I think, when they play scrappy, they play flashy too. So they don't have a get the job done mentality on that team. It's flash than fun. They get the job done. Obviously, they're in the playoffs, but just the way that they approach it, and I feel like hopefully people that don't play, hopefully you grasp what I'm saying there. But I feel like the get the job done mentality is exactly what Oakland needs to move forward.
Big Dog, I'll give you the perfect example, right? We know who the Oakland A's are because me and this dude watch more baseball than the average human being should when we can. He laughs because he knows it's the truth. I mean, you hear a lot about Chicago's young guys, Jimenez, Moncada, and Robert, and all these guys. You hear a lot about Chicago. Where if you look at Oakland, you know, unless you know who the Oakland A's are, you don't. Wow, what a beautiful double play! You don't hear a lot about Matt Chapman and Matt Olson and Marcus Semien. Like if you don't watch baseball, and this is not a shot at you, I'm just saying in general, a lot of people don't know who they are unless you sit there and you say, I'm going to watch the Oakland A's grind it out for 9 innings, which for me is a pleasure. But for some, it's a mind-numbing experience, which I can understand unless you love the sport. I'm just saying, I know if I want to see Houston get challenged, I think Chicago presents a better challenge than the A's do because Houston knows the A's. Wow. They know the A's. They know the tendencies.
Same division.
They know each other very well. Unless there's something that Oakland can do, and I'm going to point this out, Reza. The loss of Matt Chapman is huge. Like if Matt Chapman was in the middle of that lineup, protecting, protecting the Olsen and Semien, and the lineup flowed a little bit better, I would go with Oakland. But I'm rolling with wow, we got 2 Jets. Wow.
All right, James.
You see, the problem is
very high score for both of these offenses, but
I hope it's not frozen. It's frozen on my end, but I can hear you guys. Anyway, so my thing,
we see you, so we see you.
Right. So they'll figure itself out. So the thing is here, I think well, 2 things. Firstly, I wanted to respond to the Astros prediction against Oakland. I think let's be real. I know you want to see Houston face the Yankees in the CS. I think for everyone that hated what the Astros did, I think they want to see Yankees take care of business in the CS against the Astros. But let's be real. Let's get real. That's something that people want to see. But
I don't. I gotta be honest. I don't.
You told me yesterday on the phone you don't really care.
I don't care.
Which I find hard to believe.
No, but here's my thing.
I wouldn't care. We're at this point.
If you were a Yankee fan, Rick, you wouldn't want to be like, I want.
I'm just trying to win the championship. I don't care.
No, I'm with him on this one. I just want to win a title. Now, here's the thing. Now,
would it be a little bit sweeter to knock them out if I can?
Sure. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm not looking at it going, I want the Astros. What I really want is the Dodgers, who've been talking all that smoke that they got robbed and all. I mean, they got robbed. Fair point. But I want all that Dodger smoke if I'm a Yankee fan.
I'm just going to put it out there. I know that, a lot of the Yankee fan base, and just generally speaking, a lot of people have seen the postseason so far thinking, okay, Yankees, Dodgers, it's going to happen.
It's not a foregone conclusion.
Play spoiler, and they could, and they might, and they just might. I'm actually banking on that they do. Yeah.
I've been saying that. I remember when you guys, I'm gonna let the viewers inside, but remember you guys came home for my birthday, and I looked at both of you, and I was sober at that point. And I said,
Yes.
and I said, Tampa's going to be a tough team to beat because you got good pitching. It's 60 games, and they don't care. They don't care. That's the thing. When you have no fear and you don't care, and you already know that people are already counting you out, like you're the little engine that could. You're not really making no money. I could see Tampa just saying, you know
And
what?
they got scrappiness too.
The thing about Tampa got a lineup. No, but Tampa got a
scrappy. That's
Tampa got a
scrappy.
Yeah, but Tampa got a better lineup. Tampa's lineup scares me.
Yeah.
Tampa's lineup makes me want to go hide in the corner and rock like Mankind. Have a nice day. Just be in the corner.
Now,
Help me.
I want to say wrestling reference on point. So I wanted to say too, we're talking about Tampa. I don't want this to transition into the National League yet. I know we're going to discuss it, but unless y'all can go there. But there's this is a fun fact. There's 2 states in where both teams in the state have their team in the playoffs right now, currently. Chicago, Illinois, and Florida. So I'm pretty sure, just by default, that we're not going to see a Chicago series.
No.
Pretty sure we're not going to see that one way or another.
No.
But we talk about it, we joke, but I wouldn't.
You might get an all Florida series. Word up.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Word up.
I don't think I would watch that World Series, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I would.
And the reason why
was going to be my next question, because I'm sorry to cut you both.
No,
you good.
Gotta ask.
No, yeah, please.
All I've been hearing and people discuss, or I've heard you guys as well talk about it when we hang out, the Marlins, the Marlins.
Yo.
Are they actually this good as people are saying?
Yeah.
Like, can they make like that kind good? Like, can they make it to the World Series?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what the Florida Marlins is like? I'll tell you how the Florida Marlins is like. The Florida Marlins is like the 2014 Kansas City Royals.
Yes.
It's that type of team. It's a team that everybody went, Kansas City?
And I'm going to say this.
And it was good. Really good.
The Marlins pit, I'm going to make a correlation here. I don't know if you guys remember. This Marlins pitching staff reminds me of the 03 Marlins. Now, you might be thinking the 03 Marlins. What?
That's a long time.
Let me just break something down for you, okay?
That 03 Marlins pitching squad
was Josh Beckett was on that team.
Beckett, disrespect.
You had old man River Levon Hernandez was still throwing for them.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we all marveled at the greatness of Josh Beckett. I gotta tell you,
and that lineup was solid.
This lineup's not half bad.
Wasn't there the Marlins? Is that the 03 team? I think, or is it the 99 team? I don't remember. But there was a fourth pitcher on that squad that was like dealing ace status, and then just
you're talking about Jesus.
I forget his name. He was completely he was.
Yeah, right. I know you're talking about. He was on the 97 team where they beat.
He was on the 97 team. Okay.
Where they beat the Indians, but no,
the team was nasty.
Oh my God!
And nobody.
They had a baby with Cabrera.
Miggy was on that team. There was
He was a baby. He was 20 years old on that team.
Yeah, young kid.
I still remember the home run.
Mike Lowell was on that team.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That 03 Marlins squad.
Yvonne Rodriguez was on that team.
Pudge was the catcher.
Right. Pudge was on that team.
Right.
The 03 squad was very it was patchwork because they were still trying to tear the team down. But that 03 squad, it had names that people went, I don't know these people, but
Derek Lee, the first baseman.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo.
It's like, it was a patchwork. Some people you knew the names of, even like Miguel Cabrera at that time wasn't Miguel Cabrera that we know. But
he's like 20, bro. He's barely.
Yeah. These young kids that are on that Marlins squad, like Isan Diaz and the rest of them, they got a squad over there.
Here's the thing.
Is Sixto been called up on that team? Yeah. Sixto's been called up.
He's pitching for them tomorrow.
There you go.
So look at that pitching matchup: Sixto Sanchez against Yu Darvish.
Yeah. Oof.
Cubs.
Oof. I'm not. You see, and the reason, and I know we kind of like shuffling around, and no, I disagree with that, John.
Yeah,
I disagree with that entirely. But I think they made the right decision to get rid of it.
That's why they did it. Think about why they did it. They did it so that they can bring in these young kids. First of all, I'm gonna say something, and people are gonna think I'm crazy. I love the kid. There's this young kid they got, big dog. His name is Luz Brinson. He reminds me of a young. Follow me on this. A young Torrey Hunter defensively.
Wow.
If he can hit, that would be just ball.
And the thing about, because I know I just saw John's comment there. The thing about it is, and I'm going to leave this at one sentence and not go into it because it's about the playoffs, but I'm not going to go into it after the sentence.
Right.
That move, if they would have kept those players, it would be like the dilemma that the Mets are in now. You can't keep those players and expect to win a title. We're not talking about making the playoffs.
Right.
Ozuna, Yelich, and Stanton will give you a playoff run. Would they have won the title? Would they have won the World Series? I don't think so. This young team brought it together like this, they could win it.
Perfect comp. Big dog, I got a comp for you. You're the hockey guy, right?
I am.
If you keep Tavares, the Islanders get this far?
I
mean,
I'm gonna sit back for that one.
It's possible, but I don't know. Just the way the team has played since he left.
All right, let me rephrase the question. Does Barzal metamorphosize into what we know him to be now? Right? Where if you keep Yelich, if you keep Giancarlo.
No, if Tavares was still on the team, I don't think so. I don't know.
And this goes back. This goes to
my original, the full Barzal.
Right. This goes to the original point of: do we see the greatness of a Lewis Brinson eventually when he finds out the hitting stroke? Can you say to yourself, let me see the full emergence of a guy like Garrett Cooper at first base. Let me get the full feel of what my lineup could look like next year. And look, they're not even done. I think Storm Marte was a nice get, but don't be surprised if you see the Marlins say, here's 5 years at 80 for JT Realmuto, because they might try to get him back from the standpoint that they might be ready to do something like that at that point. They know him well. He knows them.
Yeah,
and
they could put it down and say, listen, we ain't gonna chase. We're gonna get one free agent. Let it be that guy and call it a day. And Bryce Harper, you ain't taking it back. But you know it right now. They're not doing it. If you want JT Realmuto on the team next year, how about this? How about you take some money off that contract, buddy?
All right, here's a question because I'm speaking to two Met fans. So I have to ask a Met fan question, and then we'll move on to Big Dog and Rick. If you had to choose and you had to pick, are you going Trevor Bauer or are you going JT Realmuto? Pick one.
As a free agent?
Yeah.
JT.
Yeah.
Easy. That was easy for me.
No, I'm going Trevor Bauer. I need the pitching. Trevor Bauer and DeGrom? Trevor Bauer and DeGrom.
No.
That would be sick.
I'm gonna be frank with you. I know I've seen it on TV and it is what it is, but I do not feel the same way about Trevor Bauer that a lot of people do.
We need a good hitting catcher.
I feel like I feel like Trevor. Like, I'm not saying that Trevor Bauer cannot pitch and hasn't pitched to the level of being a top elite pitcher. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I just feel like there's also too much of this going on the side that I don't need that. If I'm being a fan, not just, and I'm not talking like it's a contract dispute or I don't like the way the team is managed. No, just too much. Just shut up about the little things. There's certain things that he says and like just as a pitcher. I'm all for contract dispute talk. I'm all for this team is not managed right. I'm all for all that. But when you're saying, oh yeah, well the other players around the league do this or the other, shut up, bro. Like worry about you, bro. Worry about the team that you own because that's not. All the other teams is garbage. You should be out there throwing bullets at every other team that's on it. I just can't with Trevor. I don't see it. I don't see it the way the other people do. That's just me personally. But on a baseball level, also, I don't see it.
Well,
the Mets need to capture a mainstay catcher before they need a bunch of pitchers.
Let me spin it forward.
That's my thing.
Let me spin it forward and say this. And I know Big Dog, you agreed with Big Dog. I mean, you agreed with Rick that you guys need a catcher. I mean, I would agree with you. I would agree with you on that front if your pitching staff was already set up. Here's my thing. Trevor Bauer is going to go year to year. So here's the thing. The guy pitches well. You see what he did in the playoffs. Now. He just shoved against one of the best hitting lineups in the National League. 13 strikeouts to him was dominant. You put him with Jacob DeGrom. Here's the thing. The Mets aren't a JT Realmuto away from contending. Where if you add a Trevor Bauer on a year deal, not multi-year, a year, and you tell him, hey, man, we'll sign you for a year. We got DeGrom pitching in his prime. If Syndergaard comes back and pitches semi-decent, we may have a three-headed monster going into next year. And it's all about pitching. Where for me, you can sign a decent catcher for JT Realmuto's. JT Realmuto's going to want a lot of money in a lot of years. And the Mets don't seem like they're in the position right now to be able to do that. Say, hey.
I don't think the Mets are in a position to sign either of those two players. But if you're asking one or the other, I would pick JT off the fact that, all right, you get all the pitching you want. You need an everyday catcher that's going to frame him, bro. And I just don't see – I don't see a situation where we're signing a decent catcher to do that. It just doesn't make sense.
So let me ask you a question. If you trade for Christian Vasquez in Boston, if that's your catching solution, you trade for Christian Vasquez, who's a above average offensive catcher, who's a great defender, and then you could turn around and sign Trevor Bauer. Would you do that instead of giving JT Realmuto money and eliminate
Trevor Bauer?
I would.
I just wouldn't do it. I don't see that. I don't see what you see. Like, don't let me get me wrong. Let me rephrase that because I know what y'all gonna say. Okay, he's a great pitcher without question. But I feel like
how outspoken he is in New York, that might be a problem.
That's one thing, but also I feel like his mouth is gonna get him in trouble in New York. That's where I'm coming from. I feel like his mouth would get him in trouble here.
They don't care. He says whatever he feels. They don't care.
Yeah. And I like that. And don't get me wrong. I like that on a personal level. On a personal level, man to man, I like that. But on the baseball side of things, I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't think it fits well here on that squad. These young kids are coming up, and they're going to look up. I'm talking about Peterson. They're going to look up to that. They're going to look up to DeGrom in the same way. I just don't. It don't sink well. You already have Syndergaard to do all that talking to begin with. You don't need the extra.
It was just a thought, but I'm just.
But I get it. I just think I'm saying a starting pitcher. If you had said almost anyone else besides Trevor Bauer, I think we'd have a different discussion.
All right,
because I understand your position.
Let me ask you this. Go ahead.
I have a question I've been wanting to ask you guys. I know it's only been a couple of days in, but as diehard baseball fans, Have
Yeah.
you enjoyed this new format, or you don't want it?
I hate
You
it.
hate the fact you have baseball games all day?
That's not what I hate.
Nah, that's not what I. Well, okay. Well,
Let me
you
rephrase
guys
that.
go for
Let
this
me
one.
rephrase that, and then I'll let
Like,
Ray.
is it the format? Is it the amount of teams? Like, I'm curious.
It's the amount of teams. For example,
Okay.
the fact that you had to play 2 additional games before you got to the division series is a joke. Like, the top 4 seeds in each league should have automatically been waiting for whoever the wild cards were. Put the wild cards at a disadvantage for not doing what they had to do. If you top 4 in each league, you deserve to automatically get in. You shouldn't have to play a wild card round. What is this garbage? What's amateur hour?
Look,
Listen, fact remains,
I,
it's
I,
too many teams, and it rewards being mediocre. When you get to the playoffs, you should be able to get to the playoffs just based on your record being better than whoever was in front of you or behind you.
straight gas. Yes. Sorry, Oakland's closing it out right now. Take care of business.
I don't like it from that standpoint. That's my beef.
Gotcha.
My beef is it rewards mediocrity. Now, from a baseball fan who loves to watch baseball, you get baseball all day. Yeah, I love it. And to be honest, all these games have been great except for
Except the Yankee games, just disrespect.
by the way, first of all, that Yankee game last night.
But that was long, but I got to see the ending of that. I was just like, bro, I got to see the ending of that on the road in Uptown at 12 something in the morning. I mean, 1 something in the morning. I'm just like, I could go to sleep. Robert struck out. Yeah, this White Sox season's went out for me,
I'll say I don't like it because it rewards mediocrity.
Look, I'll say this straight. The format is okay. There's 2 things I don't like. Firstly, me and Steph were talking about this. Please, everyone here, chime in on this one. This is a big thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like growing up. When I was growing up as a kid, Nick, tell me how you feel about this as well.
Okay.
When I was growing up as a kid,
yeah,
there were some general understandings about baseball that I take away from what I was seeing in the stats and everything like that. General understandings. But one of the understandings that I got was if you were a 500 if you were below 500, you were trash-ish. You were considered trash. Like you're going over and you're saying, okay, if you're below 500, you ain't making the playoffs, especially when it comes to September. You're not making the playoffs in September if you're below 500. That was an easy thing to grasp.
Right.
As seeing stats, okay, boom. You're under 500, you don't make the playoffs.
Right.
Why is a 483 team in the playoffs right now? Two. I don't get it. I don't get it. That right there to me is what I don't like. You're rewarding mediocrity, but most importantly, it confuses the fan base. A fan base that's used to seeing, okay, simple stats, simple.
Right.
Because all the extra other stuff people don't really get into. Simple stats. If you're below 500, you're not making it to the playoffs. If you hit 225, you're trash. If you throw an ERA of 6.43 in the middle of September after 15 starts, you should be sent down to the minors. That type of stuff. Simple things like that. No one does it. Like, I don't understand how you could possibly be in the playoffs with a 483. As Nick's feed is on my end going through the so
yeah, mine too is going.
Yeah, I see the circle going. It'll come back. But doing the second ball.
No,
so the man on second, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Deuces are wild. Yes,
I agree with you, man. I think it's really difficult when you're below 500 and you make the playoff. That's garbage.
It just doesn't make sense. It's not to me. It's not true baseball in the sense that those are simple things that
Wow,
you
that
can
was
look
dirty.
at and you can say, yeah, hopefully Nick comes back on the stream. I know, I guess his internet must be low out, but he'll come back around. It's dirty. It's dirty. It's just like that kind of when you're tarnishing simple logistics in any sport. If you play and you go through 162 games or however many games is in the sport, 82, so on and so forth, whatever number. If you go through to the season and you win less than you lost, you should not make the playoffs. Explain to me how a team makes the playoffs winning less than what they lost. That's where I don't. There it is. Oakland's going to Houston.
That's where me and you agree. It's almost like
A's win.
It's almost like let's reward them for being a below average or average. That doesn't play, because what about the team like Tampa, who's been destroying the world the entire year, and
they got to go and face it. Well, now they're gonna face the Yankees for now. But if the Yankees, if Houston moves on, you mean a 483 team has to face a Tampa or Yankees in the CS? Get out of here, garbage.
And let's just say, for instance, Houston wins. Let's say Houston gets to the World Series. You telling me they're gonna feel like they earned that? They didn't earn it.
They didn't earn it. Not to me. Not to me. That's another asterisk to me. And then on top of that, and here another thing. I know I get the seeding, and I get it. The best team deserves the right to face the worst team, so they have the easier trip to move on. But when the worst team that you're facing is also a team that has the same exact record, 483, percentage. Why don't you just abolish it? Just say, okay, that's done. The Brewers and Dodgers series has absolutely zero meaning. If the Brewers make a miracle,
right?
Nick, any update on Nick there? If the Brewers make if the Brewers make a miracle, and beat the Dodgers in this round,
his internet crashed and his phone. He said his phone feels like it's on fire because I guess it's hot. Yeah.
Put the phones in ice wrapped in. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No. I think this is the most unfortunate thing about everything. What's really unfortunate about this is it puts people at a disadvantage. To me, I was telling Big Dog this. It almost feels like, you get an E for effort trophy. Like, I don't want your E for effort trophy. Get that garbage out of here.
Exactly.
If I didn't earn it, I don't want it.
And the thing is too, the Astros weren't even the lowest seeded team. That's crazy. They're not the lowest seeded team, and the team that is the lowest seeded had a better record.
Right.
What?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. What are we basing that on now? Now we're asking these real questions. What are we basing that on? How does that work now? It's garbage. It's garbage. Who is the lowest seed team again? Who was that? In the American League. Who's
Houston?
9? No, they're not. That's not the lowest seeded team.
9. Who's 9?
I didn't want to go through another tab and go look, but I'm about to do that. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully you can still see me. If you can't, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
No, but
postseason bracket if I need. Yes.
No, I get your point. I mean, it's garbage.
Number 8, not 9. Number 8, Toronto.
Right.
Toronto, and that's crazy. Houston was a 6 seed. Not a 7. They're a 6 seed. And they had a worse record than Toronto. And they had a worse record than who was the 7th seed. I didn't go looking. I'm just not important. I think it was Chicago.
I'll say this about Toronto. Like, if you're Toronto, you kind of feel like you got the short end because
They deserve to throw that. You don't get to go past Tampa like that. But that's understandable. You're the lowest seed. It's the White Sox. The White Sox are 7. Continue.
Well, but the White Sox ain't 7 no more because they go.
White Sox are on. Let me just fix this here. It's having a moment. There you go. Yeah, the blue. Thank you, Sean. Yeah.
Blue Jays, yeah.
The Blue Jays and the 7th seed of Chicago. They're both eliminated, yeah. But the 6th seed is the worst team. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
I gotta be honest. It's absolute garbage. It shouldn't be this way. The fact that they continue to structure it if they continue to structure it this way, I will. It's going to be hard for me to enjoy the playoffs. First of all,
it is.
I love.
I'm gonna be boycotting games that have teams that have under 500 in the playoffs. That's automatic. You can't do that.
I gotta say this too. What does it mean? How can you watch 8 games in one day? I can't do that. I mean, I love baseball, but 8 games in one day, that's ridiculous. Come on now.
That was my second thing. Thank you for reminding me. This is a pro tip to Major League Baseball. Y'all have lost a lot of money this year in attendance. No phones about that. All the money in attendance. TV ratings, yeah. If you want to maximize your TV ratings and therefore bring in more money to the sport, you should probably, I don't know, cut down how many games air at one time. You're clearly
I
it's not gonna work.
I understand this year because of COVID. So this year it's cool.
No. That's not cool this year. Having 8 games in one day is not cool. No matter what it is, they could have spread that out.
It sucks for me because I don't. And then the thing is, the series on the West Coast is supposed to start Monday. So what? We get the weekend to just play with our like. What are we doing?
Yeah, we got a whole They could have spread it out. They did not do all 8 like that.
This is absolute unmitigated garbage.
Oh, St. Louis is up. What a play! What a play! Yes, St. Louis was on it. Goldie at first. Yes.
Old Man River, Paul Goldschmidt.
Wow, it was not too long ago when he was the hottest young kid in the game.
Well, you're looking at the hottest young kid in the game right here. This kid is
getting grounded out.
This kid is
with base.
This kid's something else.
Let's talk about the next guy batting up. I didn't see unless your feet is running faster than mine. I just saw Frank Grisham get grounded out. Is this Fernando Tatis Jr.? Yes. Man.
And you don't think, speaking of the White Sox and all the praise we heap on them for all the moves they made, you treated this guy away for a 34-year-old James Shields. I'm just saying. 34 years old. James Shields.
I'm gonna say this. Sometimes fate is what it is, man. This is what it is. Like, you can't really say nothing. I mean, yeah, some teams make dumb moves. Listen, I'm a fan of one of them. Just let me take off my Oakland hats and save one. They don't need my luck no more. I'll switch to my. I don't have one of those. Sorry. I was gonna switch to my Padres hat. They don't need my luck neither. They're about to murder this team. Oh, St. Louis is leading 1-0 in this series. So you fix the side. Looking all crazy right now in my hair, but yeah, at first I was brought onto the stream to be a guest on your show, and with Nick's internet, I'm now
Big Dog's like I don't know if I should come back on. It may happen again. I'm like, he's gonna try and come back on again really quick.
Yeah, please, Nick, come back on. I don't want to play this guest role like for the as a co-host for the day. I do. I don't mind. I'm just kidding, Nick. So whatever happens with that.
And plus, I want to get his thoughts on this game tonight real quick because his Jets are He didn't pick. So I want to get his boys.
You picked the Padres to make the World Series. Look, John,
I mean,
that's not a bad pick.
If they had a healthy Clevenger and a healthy Delson,
Yeah, that's what it is. It's unfortunate. They're just it's just a health situation.
Yo, can you imagine?
But I tell you what.
Hey, can you imagine if that was
on.
63 and 5. Scattered showers.
My yeah, my Google speaker. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Technical problems and
we
and
listen. At least there's no trash cans being slammed on fire like City Field. Anyway,
hey.
I love City Field. Sorry guys, I had to make the joke.
No big.
Would you rather this is a poll for the day. Would you rather your trash cans be on fire or be slammed by somebody in an Astros dugout? This is the question. These are the thoughts. These are the questions that we should be asking.
Better light those things on fire.
Oh,
on fire.
Oh my gosh. Well, somebody better light something on fire with this San Diego St. Louis game. I'll tell you that right now.
A very interesting question for you, Razor, and for you, Big Dog. Me and you discussed this briefly, Big Dog, but I want to ask Razor's thoughts, and I want to get your thoughts live on the record. Is free agency hurting sports? Meaning, we all like to see players in one team for so many years. You want to see them build legacy. This guy gets attached to his boys on the island, and he gets attached to players quickly. I understand. I see other people do it as well, and you see how much money affects sports, and it's no longer about the fan experience. It's about how much money can I make, and that's why I feel like these fans are going to gambling. So, Big Dog, I'll start this with you. Do you think free agency is hurting sports for the fan, not the business? Because the business is booming, but does it hurt the fan?
For the fan, it definitely is. I mean, I wasn't alive. I wish I was. But for my Islanders back in the 80s, I mean, 14 or 16 of those guys were together for all 4 cups that they won. Think about that. That would never happen in today's sports. The 90s Yankees, right, winning those World Series, all of them being together for a while, that wouldn't happen either. So for the fans that get connected to certain players, it does. It kills sports.
I have a different opinion on that.
Sure.
And I'm going to use hockey in this example. There was a point where the Detroit Red Wings were the top tier in hockey. The top tier. Sometime in the 90s, in the late 80s.
Right.
Now look at them. You see, they signed their free agents and they kept on pushing these older players. And then what happened? What happens to development in the younger in the lower half of your squad? The problem, there's a catch to both sides. I see both sides of the coin. Yeah, you want to keep a team together that's winning forever. That's all great. But you're spending a lot of money to keep a team together, but not spending enough money to build the future. And there's a big problem with that.
And the Red Wings
is a great example.
25 straight years they went to the playoffs, which is crazy.
And now look at them. And now look, I mean, 25 straight years of
they're in major rebuild.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Not every team. It was 25 years is a lot. Let's get it clear. I mean, that ain't to dismiss it. Not every team has a 25-year sustained postseason run, though.
That's like the Spurs in basketball. They just missed the playoffs for the first time this year.
That's like Yankees.
Yeah,
it's Yankee-esque. The Spurs in basketball, great example.
But here's the thing. The Spurs and the Yankees are still developing talent, where it feels like the Redskins, the Red Wings, they stopped developing.
Yeah, they stopped developing.
after a while.
That's the thing.
And
Are you sacrificing? This is where free agency. I'm sorry to cut you off, Stephen, but this is where free agency divides. The Yankees are still developing talent, even though they're kind of trying to keep things together with the team. But every so often, you see that refresh. Jacoby Ellsbury is persona non grata, but for good reason.
right.
I'm a bet fan, tried and true, but I felt bad for y'all.
I don't feel
Jacoby
bad.
Ellsbury. I felt bad for y'all. Y'all really took that money. Disrespect.
You
He act like he.
They're doing it again, the Giancarlo. They're doing it again with
I know.
It's happening.
Stan's gonna be another one.
Listen, the 2 home runs in these last 2 games have been nice, but you and I both know
He's 2 for 17.
or hamstring. Your man,
He's 2 for 17 with 2 home runs. 2 for 17 with 2 home runs. So he could hit the top. He could hit the top flight 2 times, but he's 2 for 17 in the series.
Well, no, he was 2 for 8 in the series. He was 1 for 20.
No, they just did a pull up on his not in the series. I guess this is his last 17 at bats. I'm not sure, but they just did a pull up that he's been 2 for 17.
I get your point. My point is that you're heading down this similar road. You're the hockey fan, big dog. So it feels like you kind of don't want to keep it together too long, because then you're like, when do we break it up? When do we,
I guess. I think it depends on the team. Like, for me, I'd love this group of Islanders to win a cup together, but I mean, realistically, it's not going to happen because the amount of UFAs we got, plus Ryan Pulak, Matt Barzal, and Devon Tays are all RFAs. But because of the cap hit, Lou's going to have tough decisions on who to let go. Because I think you got to pay at least 2 of those. You got to pay Barzal. And you got to pay one of the defensemen to keep them around. I don't think.
Who you picking out of Pulak and the other one?
What's that?
Out of Pulak and the other guy, who you picking?
I'm picking. See, I love Tays, but I'm keeping Pulak if I had a choice.
You see, but that's a hard decision, though.
It is, and UFAs like Grice we know is gone because Ilya Sorokin, the new Russian goalie.
Yeah, you guys got a goalie back.
Matt Martin, you have to bring back. I don't care what Lou. And I know you're gonna say, yeah, but he's not. It's you got to bring him back.
He's a heart and soul guy. I get it.
He is.
But and that's the thing when it comes to those tough decisions, and you ask yourself because you were talking about hockey, they have a salary cap, and then those decisions become real tough. In baseball, they have no salary cap. We've seen teams try that, sign everybody, and keep them as much, keep the ball going. Speaking of Detroit, that same Detroit Tiger team,
Tigers,
that type of stuff.
Philly did the same thing with Howard.
I was going to mention the Phillies.
That good.
Boy, it just you can't do that forever. And it's a bad situation. You all right, big dog?
Yeah.
What happened? I missed out on that one.
I said it's too bad the Detroit Lions can't be that good like everybody else. I mean,
man,
because the Tigers had those successful seasons. The Red Wings, the Pistons were good back in the day. And
look.
The Lions just proverbial dump on everybody.
The Tigers and the Red Wings are owned by the same person, so it was kind of set for life there. But the Pistons, the Pistons did okay for a while, and then the Red Wings, the Lions.
Yo, they got to be taken off at Thanksgiving. Like, I know
Yo,
tradition,
man.
but they gotta go.
What tradition? Tradition again? Your behind what? That's
I just want to know why the Detroit Lions still exist. I just don't know. It's just looking
Nah, I wouldn't take the team away, but they.
Well, okay, let's ask a real question. And I'm saying this with all due respect, man. But let's get real, man. If the opportunity came up here and the NFL had to get rid of one team, it's Detroit or the Jets. Which one you like? I'm just saying.
Lions. Can't get rid of my Jets. Nah, I mean, the Jets should be relegated if there was relegation. I mean.
Relegation?
Oh.
We're going to put them in AAA.
No, but the Jets, it is really getting horrifically bad. I mean, the ownership sucks. I mean, the coach sucks.
I'm not going to get into the ownership.
Where they play sucks. MetLife is awful. The location is awful.
I want to talk about that real quick. See, I brought that up earlier. And I just want to say, I know y'all know MetLife, and I've been in MetLife. It is pretty bland, yeah. But, I mean, come on, man.
It's a dump. It's a dump.
I don't like it.
Stop.
As a football fan that goes there for the games.
Come on, man.
Look at these stadiums.
Renovation of Home Stadium. You telling me that MetLife is not better than what Florida got over there? Come on now.
Wait.
Hard Rock is nice. What they did with the Dolphin Stadium is nice. I think.
Wait. Can you renovate the state of New Jersey where they play? Because if you can't,
that's a Jet fan saying that, dude.
Can you renovate? No, the real question is, can you renovate New Jersey? That's the real question. But that's all the story. No, you can't renovate New Jersey.
Big Guns Dan.
Listen, some stadiums have to be built on a
Can
swamp.
you renovate Jersey?
We can't blame New Jersey for this. Some stadiums just need to be built on a swamp. You know, some stadiums just have to have the legacy and the integrity of being built on a swamp. I mean, if the Raiders didn't get away from Oakland, man, they would have been built on a swamp too. I'm just saying, listen, you know, City Fields.
Oh my God!
It's all great. It's all great.
See, and speaking of Vegas, I think the A's would be a great spot. Vegas A's, the Las Vegas Athletics.
Oh no! No.
A nice dome stadium.
No. See.
Nah,
the fact that the Oakland Raiders had to leave Oakland, all right? Compton is upset already, all right? Yeah, I keep on messing up this camera thing. Compton's upset already. Now you want to get the A's out to Las Vegas? Come on now, listen. Everybody can't move to Las Vegas.
Listen, you about to get Ice Cube. You about to get Ice Cube upset.
Ice Cube is gonna be mad, bro. Oh no, we can't have that.
You might. Instead of hearing the yay, you're gonna get the huh.
I was gonna say Ice Cube isn't going to Dodger games, but now that I think about it, he probably is. Oh, St. Louis busted it open. Home run.
The Jets should be next to City Field.
It's Kevin Wong.
If the Jets were next to City Field,
that
Jet fans would. Oh my God!
It wouldn't solve the problem. Wait. That wouldn't solve a problem. It'd still be built on a swamp.
Probably not. But at least we'd be out of New Jersey.
But it'd still be built on a swamp. The swamp would just be in Queens. Listen, I mean, I don't know. I would prefer the swamp in Queens. City Field looks nice on a swamp. But it's still a swamp.
Or move them to Long Island. Because that's where the majority of the Jets fan base is.
Oh, that might work, actually. Get a nice big football stadium out
there and practice.
But you know the problem is? This is the problem. I'll explain the real problem. Okay, I didn't think about this until quite recently.
The Jets owners are too damn cheap. That's the problem.
No, it's actually a really simple one. Notice that most, if not all, sports football teams specifically are built near an airport, like very close traveling distance to an airport. And Long Island, I mean, we're talking about an international airport, not like a domestic one, not like a special small flight to no. We're talking about an international airport. Most of them are. The MetLife Stadium is near Newark, and that's kind of easy for them. That's really easy for them. Long Island don't got an international airport they can go to. I mean, JFK is close to
It's not too far
Queens,
with no traffic.
but with traffic. It's too far with traffic. I think that'd be the farthest that a team is from an airport with traffic. I never know. I didn't pay attention to this. So I was watching a video on YouTube a couple days ago, and they were talking about like most, including Las Vegas, most football stadiums are built.
It is crazy how close SoFi Stadium is now
is an airplane
to LAX.
It's a very simple thing. Nick, what'd you say?
No, I said it's crazy how close SoFi is next to LAX. Like it's literally like next door. The way they
it's
built
done on purpose. It's done on purpose. That's done on purpose. A lot of
You know why? Because a lot of these people that come to the games, they buy packages, they go to the games because they come out of town. A lot of these fans, they come out of town.
The football teams, their main mode of transport is an airplane.
Flying. Right.
It just is. That's that makes a lot of sense. It makes sense why MetLife is near Newark, because that's a main node. If you could build a football stadium near JFK and you didn't scare off 20,000 residents somewhere in Queens, then yeah, let's do it. But it ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Not in a billion years. I don't think no neighborhood in Queens that would mental like that. Yeah.
Enjoys. Anyway, yo, Razor, thank you for hopping on with
Rick.
us, man.
Yes.
How excited are you for Borat 2 to come out?
I didn't hear about this. I'm intrigued now. That's a conversation.
Oh, you didn't hear
about that. Oh, okay. I am very intrigued. I'm excited. Yes. Borat 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Let me keep that in mind. And give myself.
All I'll say is,
one.
I watched the trailer. I'm very afraid.
Oh, all right.
Very afraid.
Right after this, I'll find it on YouTube right after this. But
oh my God, he's gonna hit the group chat.
I'm gonna, yeah. So, thank you guys for having me.
Anytime, Rick.
I'm gonna watch the rest of the show. Y'all guys talk, y'all. You know the vibes, straight up.
Razor, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
You got it, guys.
All right.
Later.
That was fun.
Yes, thanks to Rick the Razor for coming on.
Yes, that was fun. Well, before we let you go, we're gonna let you make these Jets picks, and let me ask you this before you make the pick.
Okay.
How close is the chocolate to you? How close are you to the chocolate?
I got it right here next to me. So.
Awesome, chocolate's right there. And if you lose, does Adam Gates get fired?
I don't think so. Ian Rappaport was on earlier saying even if they lose, they're not going to fire him. But then again, it's the Jets, so I mean, who knows? I think he should, but then again, it ain't going to really change anything. And they also believe that there's apparently going to be some kind of magical improvement late in the season. I think that's why they're planning on keeping Gase. They think the team's going to get on a run which.
So we're going to do 6-2 all over again and play this.
That wasn't even a run. First of all, last year's schedule. I got it for a minute. Last year's schedule was garbage. This year you have to play the NFC West and the AFC West. You ain't doing, you know what? You ain't doing anything. How many games you think you'll win? You still got to play New England twice. You got to play the Dolphins twice, who aren't great, but they play you tough every time.
Right.
You got to play the Bills again. You got to play the Chiefs, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Raiders. I mean, come on. Stop. Six and two improvement.
Yeah, improvement in the left foot, right by the pinky toe. Improvement right down there.
Like, I really do think they lose tonight. But then again, knowing the Jets, they'll win. Oh, and then you know the narrative. Oh, can they get on a run? Oh, can they?
Yeah, it's the season turning around. Watch it be a blowout win too to make everybody feel real good. Why? Why? You know it. You know it.
Yeah, because it's fine. It's happened before.
Oh, poor big dog.
And then
Poor
what I
big
would do
dog.
tomorrow, if they do, well, win or loss, because Joe B's been by himself for the past couple of days, because Evan Roberts' wife had a baby, so he's on vacation. But Joe B by himself, I gotta hear that tomorrow.
If they lose, like, I'm sorry, I want them to lose just for that. Just to hear him go off for 3 hours by himself.
Bro, I can't, bro. Owen, you lose, bro. Brett Rippin, who the hell is that, bro? Who? The Broncos. Melvin Gordon hasn't done nothing all year. Against the Jets, watch him rush for like over 100 yards. Watch this guy, Brett Rippin, who nobody on earth has ever heard of.
He's gonna be like the next
touchdowns.
He's gonna be like the next fall. Watch. He'll light you
Just
up.
for the night, yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or the Jets will win a heart attack of a game. Like, what?
By a field goal where you're clutching your chest.
I say like 10-3 maybe. If the Jets are going to win, it's going to be a really garbage fest. And this kid just made his NFL debut in week 3 in the fourth quarter. But watch the Jets lose to this.
Watch. Anyway, man, thank you for having.
They're showing Tebow highlights from when they. Oh God. The Thursday night game, they beat us. Tebow, look at this. Like 30-yard touchdown run. We couldn't make it. Look at this. Yeah, keep showing it. How much we suck. Oh, my God. Life of being a Jet fan, I guess. Oh, man. Back when we had Rex. Jesus.
It's rough.
One more thing. Seeing Joe Buck and Troy Aikman call this game.
Oh, my Lord.
How they agreed to that, I'll never understand.
Oh.
People went to the swamp so Jets. And what? Wait, show me John's comment. I missed it. The last one he put. Wow, 24. Skip. Is that right?
Listen, if they score 24 points, it's going to start snowing out here tomorrow. Snowing.
But then again, it's the Jets, so maybe it might get like that shocker of a game. Jamison Crowder's playing tonight. We might have a shot.
Oh, here we go. He's believing.
And I love you, James, but you're saying Sam looks good. What, in warm-ups? Unless if you're going off of what you've seen so far. Sam has looked deep. Like, he's looked good at moments. But then he throws 3 picks last week, and there goes that.
And the 2 pick sixes, and you're scratching your head going, where the hell were you throwing that?
This wide receiver's good, Braxton Berrios. He had a good game last week, but then again, lost. Right, 2-6 run. That's more like it, Skip. Because 6-2 ain't happening. It ain't happening. When you got two Western divisions.
You better hope not, or your dreams of Trevor Lawrence are going right down the you-know-where, right down the pooper scooper.
Watch it be so Jets. Like it'll be us and the Giants 1 and 2, but the Giants will have 1 less loss than us, and they get the number 1 pick. Watch.
The way it looks right now, yeah. Yeah.
Yo, we suck. The Jets really suck. And I love them, but they suck.
Anyway, thank you guys for hopping on. Big Dog, this was
Bold?
fun.
Actually, this ain't even bold. If we lose this game, we're going 0-16. I'm calling it right now. And it ain't even a debate. Ain't even a debate right now.
Well, damn. Way to end the show on a down note.
No, but seriously, if you're Joe Buck or Troy Aikman, would you even? I mean, of course you gotta go. It's an assignment, but be like, we're better than this, and you got us calling this shit.
Like, we go from Super Bowl to this dump.
Right.
Yo, how do we go from Seattle and Dallas to this? What do we do wrong? What do we do wrong?
I'm praying for them. Oh my God. But this was fun, man.
Yo, Razor, thank you
for
for
a question on the pregame. Yes, thank you, Rick. Thank you to all those who commented and watched. Share it, like it, subscribe. Who's the more iconic quarterback, John Elway or Joe Namath? It's Joe Willie 1,000 times over. That ain't even a question. Not even a debate right there.
All right, we got to let Jet Boy get his last little bit of loving. So, all right, this was fun, guys.
Right.
We'll see you again. When are we doing this again, Big Dog?
Tomorrow, right? We have a show. I forget.
No, Friday, no show. Friday, no show.
Saturday.
How depending on your schedule, how about we do it Saturday morning, early morning? We'll do something.
I like it.
All right. So we'll be back early Saturday morning.
Tonight.
Then you guys are definitely winning.
Yo, this is torture. This is torture. Let's go swap. Oh my God! Oh, your boy in another commercial.
Yeah,
get Baker.
Pretty damn much.
Commercials.
And hand the ball off to the running backs.
Oh man!
Oh God!
Let me go eat my sorrows away. Watch this Jet game.
I'll call you on FaceTime in a bit. There, don't stuff yourself too much, all right?
Yeah. Come on, you know me.
Sounds good, man. See you Saturday morning, folks.
Yes. Later.
Later.
Let's go, Jets.